Hi, all of you awesome scuba divers out there. Welcome to Scuba Diver Magazine and welcome to Ask Mark, our scuba diving Q&A. So if you do have any scuba diving questions, pop them down in the comment section underneath this video. Use this Ask Mark hashtag in your comment, either at the beginning or the end or in the middle, it doesn't really matter. If you put that hashtag in, it basically just highlights it for me behind the scenes. I try to answer as many of the questions as possible, as does the community as well. So if you are looking through the comment section and you do find a question that you do know the answer to, by all means, let them know your 2 cents. This week, I'm answering a question from Dive with Matt about teaching family members. So Dive with Matt says, hi there Mark, I've got another question for Ask Mark, if I may, of course. It's regarding teaching of family members. So myself as a dive master and my father, who's a master instructor, they're both in teaching status. My dad has taught me to dive and I assisted on teaching my mum to dive and have been asked to do both my sister's and her fiance's Discover Scuba dives. I understand that legally, fees have been paid, so I'm in status, I can teach them, but I wasn't sure if there would be a conflict of interest if they went in to do an open water class with my dad, for example, as the certifying instructor. What are your thoughts on teaching family to dive? I don't really see any problem with it, with teaching family members, but every instructor and family is going to be different. I suppose there's an argument if you're teaching a large group and you have a family member, they're more likely to get preferential treatment during training, and if there's any incidents, it is an interesting dilemma, but personally, no. I'd like to think that most instructors are, or professional teaching staff are professional enough to be able to act in a diligent way and just treat them as any other student. I know there's the whole thing with is it surgeons? You're not allowed to perform surgery on family members because you're a bit more emotionally involved in the case, so you have to recuse yourself or whatever it is. I get that side of the argument, but yeah, I've taught family members before, and no, you don't really treat them any... Sorry, someone's at my front door. Where were we? Yeah, teaching family members. Yeah, I don't really see that much of an issue with it. You kind of have that instant rapport with them, which helps. Most students, you have to build a bit of rapport and a bit of trust, but you already have that with... hopefully already have that with family members. So nah, I don't think it's that much of an issue. If you feel like you would give them preferential treatment over another student, then yes, you hopefully be able to take yourself out of that situation and say, no, actually, my buddy Steve here, who's an instructor, is going to teach them. If it's one-on-one, then yeah, I wouldn't have any problems with that. It's basically, as long as you're willing to treat them as any other student, yeah, there's no problem. They still have to jump through the same hoops, they still have to do the same performance requirements. As long as you're happy and confident with being able to do that, and if they skip a skill or do something, you're happy to go back and say, actually, no, you need to do this again, then yeah. But otherwise, I don't think there's any real issues with it. I've certainly never come across any boundaries in trying to qualify or sign off a family member. I mean, I've done plenty of scuba reviews and things, and yeah, it's never an issue doing that and signing them off for certain courses. So no, I don't think, unless they've changed it since I taught, I don't think you're going to come across any issues there. No, personally, thinking about my family and all that, I don't see it as any kind of issue. But yeah, instructors and families are going to be different, so they may have an issue. It's kind of a case-by-case basis, but personally, I don't see much of a problem with it. Yeah, it's an interesting conundrum that doesn't really come up that frequently. I mean, I know a guy that I used to teach with, and yeah, he was an instructor, and he'd forever be asking his kids, "Oh, do you want me to teach you how to scuba dive?" And they're like, nah, they just weren't interested in learning to dive. So it's one of those family things. Some are going to be more interested than others, but as far as conflicts of interest, nah, as long as you can stay professional and treat each of them the same as you would any other student, then nah, it shouldn't be a problem. They'd probably get a helpful like head start, because I know not very many of my family know how to scuba dive, but I think they know a lot about scuba diving because I'm a professional diver. I know Sean as well, for example. He knows a lot about scuba diving, and we never qualified him. He was never that interested in learning how to dive, but he's been on tri dives and stuff. But yeah, he knows all about the equipment. He knows a lot about the procedures and things. I actually did it once where I took him through, was it a knowledge review or something, or one of the exams, and he did pretty well just through like secondary knowledge. He just picked things up listening to me talk about scuba diving constantly. So yeah, nah, I'm not too worried about teaching friends and family. Yeah, as long as you can keep it professional, then yeah, everything is good. Any other questions, by all means pop them down in the comment section underneath this video. Use the AskMark hashtag. That gets yourself and your question featured in an up and coming video. And yeah, we do like to answer as soon as possible, so you don't have to wait for the video to be released. Remember to head over to our website, scubadivermag.com. Check out the awesome things that we do over there, all the latest scuba diving news and reviews, and subscribe to the channel here if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.